Fire Emblem 4. Genealogy of the Holy War never came out here, but we love it here in America. Everyone's talking about it. Mangs is doing a Let's Play. Chaz has been streaming it. Well, actually, you know what? You already know what I'm about to say. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. He made a really good video about it. Chaz? Oh my god, he's so funny. Oh, and I've been streaming it over on Twitch as well. Thanks for noticing. But seriously though, my FE4 videos are some of my most viewed, and I guess that means that I gotta make a video about it every few months, because upload schedules. FE4 might be a bit rough around the edges. It came out in 1996, but you know what? If you use a guide, I think it's really good. I think it's one of the best in the series. And even look at the guide we're using. Look at this marvel of HTML over here. I enjoyed playing through the game while using it. I think it helps. But the story, the story is so good, and I feel like I can't properly talk about it without at least mentioning this one pivotal moment. This game takes hours of playing to properly appreciate, so I don't even think what I'm about to spoil will really ruin the experience for you. But, you know, I'm going to be discussing maybe one of the most memorable scenes in all of Fire Emblem. It's definitely one of the most iconic. Spoiler warning, the Belhalla Massacre. So let's just explain what the big moment is. We see our heroes getting pelted by meteors. Seems like everyone's gonna die a painful death, but how did we get here, and who the heck is this red-haired guy? Well, we'll start from the beginning. This whole thing started because of a war between Granvale and Isaac, for reasons. Sigurd, a prince of Granvale, is told to watch over his home of Chalfie. But then, out of nowhere, one of the neighbor houses of Ljungby is attacked by the Kingdom of Verdane, unprovoked. Without hesitation, Sigurd steps up to the task and pushes back their invasion and goes to rescue the princess. This is our hero, always up to the task and will seek justice without hesitation. Some might say it's a little bit overconfident, maybe even a bit hasty, or maybe it's all foreshadowing. Even here on the cover of the game, look at Sigurd charging valiantly right off of a cliff. I think something's gonna happen. Sigurd retakes Ljungby and picks up an archer friend. Whoops, looks like the princess has already been taken into Verdane. It's time to go get her back. It's what I'm supposed to do. I'm the main character. So as Sigurd decides to start doing that, we meet this red-haired dude named Arvis. He's from Belhalla, the city that's really close to that war before. Do you remember that? But why is he here and not helping the war effort? Oh, well, this is a very lighthearted theme and not what a villain would have at all. Nice to see you too, Arvis. I'm just gonna go invade that kingdom and save the day, all right? Hell yeah, dude. Save the day. You should totally act as heroically as possible without any question. I know, right? Onwards to chapter 1. Here we see Sigurd having to save the prince and princess of Isaac. Wait, why are they here? Sigurd's just a really good guy like that. And from a player's perspective, sure, we know Arvis maybe isn't so honest because of the music and all that. But like, these Verdane guys took our woman. Did you see Gandalf getting all rapey back there? Meanwhile, the dark magic guys are promising all of Sigurd's enemies that the actions they're doing will bring them all of their deepest selfish desires. But Sigurd continues his march through Verdane and finds the most beautiful of women. Like, so beautiful. Like, it's as if she was blessed with holy energy. She's so pure. I don't know, man. Sometimes you just can't help yourself. See, now there is this fairy tale that if you fall in love with a girl like her and you take her away from this magical forest, there could be some really dire consequences. Whatever, Sigurd says. Let's make a baby. I love you. What did I say about being hasty or overconfident? Anyway, Sigurd leaves Verdane alone, although their royal family is dead and the last remaining prince is coming with us. So Belhalla sends word that Sigurd needs to hold one of Verdane's castles just to keep an eye on things. I sure hope they let everyone in Granvale know why, you know, their prince left their home and took over another kingdom's castle just for a little bit. Chapter 2 is about King Chagall, who has imprisoned his two children, Eldigan and Lachesis, and was totally not involved with the former king's assassination. But Prince Eldigan and Sigurd go way back, so Sigurd figures he'll help out a friend. Whoops, looks like Sigurd's gone and trampled his way into another kingdom. You know, he doesn't have to get involved with these things, you know, let other countries to their own business and all that, but Sigurd's just like, I need to help my friend, and with my beautiful wife in hand, we will stop this madness! Now, if you visit any of the villages within these chapters, you'll hear them talking about how the king suddenly made these rash and sudden decisions, and so no one's really happy about any of this, so Sigurd doesn't seem like he's doing the wrong thing. But why is this all happening? Once Sigurd gains the capital of Augusti, he's instructed by Arvis again to hold down the castle for 1 whole year. Geez, they sure do like it when Sigurd conquers a kingdom, huh? Tell that to the populace who just had one king suddenly start a war and then lose, only to kind of be forgotten by this other dude who isn't even sure why he's in charge now. Hey, I'd be pretty upset. King Jagal also ain't happy about this, so 6 months ahead of schedule, he incites a war with Sigurd to take back his country. I mean, it makes sense, but dude, you're a bit of an asshole. Also, he's forcing Eldigan to help him, pitting friend versus friend. It's a good chapter. It's actually named Lionheart Eldigan. He is the best Camus in the series. Eldigan can be killed by Sigurd's army, which would really suck, but Lachesis can also convince him to stand down. Sadly, Sigurd will later discover that he had a mysterious death waiting for him. Also at this time, Sigurd learns that his wife has inexplicably gone missing. I guess he missed the scene of the dark magic dudes hypnotizing her and whisking her away. There's a clear separation between the players and Sigurd's perspectives of the story. For Sigurd, it's been a crazy trip. He's having a tough time over here, but he just has to keep marching as good noblemen do. Sigurd's been getting word on the war in Isaac. The next in line for the throne, Prince Kurth, has been assassinated. His dad is the prime suspect. Also, he got really sick, like he might be dying. Oh, and by the way, Sigurd, everyone thinks you're a piece of shit. Really, dude? Marching over these formerly peaceful nations? Why aren't you at home right now? Everyone's wondering what you did and what's wrong with you. No one would like hearing these kinds of rumors, and it's pretty clear that Granvale isn't being told the truth about what's happening. Sigurd is so far from home, and it looks like he needs to get back to Granvale in order to talk things out. Although, now that he's already branded as a traitor, it looks like he's got to take the long way around. I won't discuss Chapter 4 too much. This is him taking a detour to get back into Granvale. It's an interlude where Sigurd has to help the Silesian Kingdom because they're a neutral nation and trust that Sigurd's innocent. This chapter is a little bit more about Celeste and their queen and their prince Lewin, who joins you, and he's pretty cool. Anyway, onwards to Chapter 5, The Doors of Destiny. Sigurd has traveled a long way at this point and has dealt with a missing wife, rumors spreading about him, a dead friend, and his dad might be dead. All he can do is just march towards the Granvale border and just try to clear his name. Hey, look! It's Sigurd's dad on the brink of death, running away from enemy soldiers. Once Sigurd gets to him, which is like immediately at the beginning of this chapter, he doesn't even have time to talk. He just hands Sigurd the legendary blade Tyrfing, because it's not Fire Emblem without some legendary sword, and then he just dies. Did I mention that these chapters happen like months to maybe even years apart? Sigurd has been away from home for a long time. The game likes to remind players what year it is. And after all of that, he finally gets to see his dad and doesn't even have a chance to talk to him. It's really sad. Sigurd conquers his way into the Yed Desert, and he's been waiting for his sister Ethlyn and her husband Quan of Leonster to bring reinforcements. As they arrive in the desert, oh no, it seems like Thracian Draconites were hired to dispose of them, and they've got horse slayers to make it easy. Sigurd doesn't even get a chance to save them, and he really doesn't even get a chance to see them. As he marches into the oasis town of Fenora, he gets told the very sad news that his sister and one of his best friends has passed away. But he just has to keep marching. This is where the music stands out to me. The constant snare march, the droning notes. It's a beautiful song, but it's slow and sad, yet it has this sense of being triumphant. To me, it just captures that this is Sigurd's march towards the end, but it wasn't a fun journey, nor was it easy. Sigurd's final battle isn't even that climactic. One of Arvis's subordinates turns on the dude who Sigurd would probably think was the bad guy. I mean, look at him. And once he's dead, oh, well, there goes their whole army. That was easy. The last castle doesn't even have a boss. You just gotta talk to the person. Oh, hey, Arvis was just planning a ceremony for your arrival. I hear there's gonna be a barbecue. Let's go over to Belhalla. Belhalla? Oh, wait a minute. So yeah, Sigurd and his company are surrounded by the Belhalla Royal Guard and is completely unaware of all the behind-the-scenes stuff that we've seen as the player. I'm sure he's reluctant to finally speak to Arvis. Hey man, love that this war is over. Say, do you think we could talk about— Sigurd, you traitor. You will punish for your crimes. You are sentenced to death. Hey, do you want to meet my wife? She's really pretty. Your wife? Oh boy! Yep, you guessed it. It's Sigurd's wife. Sigurd is speechless. In reality, he couldn't really say anything in this moment. He's been looking for her for many months and is about to be killed, and here she is, in another man's arms. Or mind control spell. She comes out gracefully, but with Sigurd's utter shock, she ponders why he'd be so confused and distraught at the sight of her. Maybe she just sensed something in the way he was looking at her. Maybe their eternal love broke the curse or something, or maybe she nearly fell in love with him again, and in that very moment. Arvis tries to quickly hide her in the castle, but all she can ask is for more time with Sigurd. Even though she's brainwashed or under her amnesia, that's the one thing she asks. It's pretty good. And then Sigurd and his army are blasted with meteors, leaving little doubt of anyone surviving. As if the end of a Fire Emblem game, the narration kicks in, all the characters are roll-called, and there isn't really a happy ending for Sigurd and his company. There's a lot of emotion built up at this point. Even with knowing the eventual fate of Sigurd's army, he blindly marched dutifully just because he kept doing the right things. Well, at least he thought he was. He wants this to all be over. But was this the right thing? The losses along the way, the lies he never got a chance to rebut, and a wife he could never spend enough time with. Sigurd's tale is a sad one, but it leaves players with nothing but sympathy. Loptir exists as the necessary evil kind of villains, preying on the sinful nature of all the characters. This is the payoff to their evil plans. Truly godlike. Sigurd, Arvis, and Deirdre were just the actors in this grand charade. Honestly, I haven't even scratched the surface of these characters and why they all did what they did. There's so many other characters to talk about, and they were all part of it, like the girl who got kidnapped at the beginning, the prince and princess of Isaac, Eldigan, Lachesis, all of their connections to this entire story. They're all involved with this overarching plot for reasons. Even though I pretty much just summarized the first act of the game, this moment, the Belhalla Massacre, really hits hard for a reason. You could still play this game and appreciate reading through the story for your first time even. I think that's a sign of good writing. It's pretty much common knowledge now that all of Sigurd's generation dies if you're in the Fire Emblem circle. Watching all the characters learn and grow throughout the adventure is the reason this scene is good. It was obviously foreshadowed though. It's the journey that you want to play when you play this game. And this is only the halfway point of the game. Sigurd's son takes over and it feels like a whole new game, and now you have this buttload of backstory. You played the backstory. Now I could talk about how Selif's story is more awesome because of this, but hey, maybe that'll be for next time. Or you could even come watch me play it over on Twitch. I'm just saying. I love the second half of the game because it's like a completely new game from square one. It's really something. I hope you tune in. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe, and you know what? If you got to the end of the video, just leave a comment saying, "I loved the burgers at the Belhalla barbecue." Lol.